long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we say fuck this piece shit and grab them clappers? How long before we lose our voices shouting Black Lives Matter? How long we gon' keep letting them disrespect our president? How long we gon' keep letting them terrorize our residents? I'm sick of this shit, it's word to Bernie Mac. How long before we police ourselves, take our own streets back? How long for Uncle Tom here and hate on this shit? How long before they take a shot at me for making this shit? How long I gotta wait for justice for Josiah Shaw? How long we gotta fake it till we can take it and whack 'em all? How long we not gonna make these youngers pull their pants up? How long we gon' keep letting them shoot us down with our hands up? How long we gon' keep killing our own and making these streets hot? How long will what I say to you stay with you when the beat stop? How long's your attention span? How long you watch the news? You ain't down to shake shit up with the rebels for the cause? I ain't talking to you.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing tonight? Happy Saturday and all that good stuff, man. It's your boy, Provoke Thoughts. I'm in the building once again. We are on a Saturday. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about specifically debates, man. Debates, man. We got Joe Biden out here talking about, I will debate Trump anytime, any place, anywhere, or whatever. No, he said, I'll be happy to. But Trump says anytime, any place, anywhere. I'll even do it at the courthouse. We can do our thing. We can make it happen. I think that my man's is on some bullshit, Mr. Joe Biden. He ain't trying to debate shit. He is scared. Not scared. He can't. He's incapable. There is no way in this world that this guy can get on the stage and go blow for blow and toe to toe with Donald Trump about the issues that are affecting us as American citizens. We need this debate because we need to know your real views on the issues. But the problem that we have with Joe Biden is that the man cannot put two sentences together in succession to make a valid point about anything. I'm talking about the economy. I'm talking about the border. I'm talking about anything, gas prices, his mandate for electric vehicles. He can't make a point about shit. Okay. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and just get on into it so we can have a conversation. Make sure that if you're coming in that you like, you share, you subscribe if it's your first time, hit the notification bell so you can when I go live, you can get it first. Okay. You will know exactly what's going on and you'll know exactly what time. And of course, liking my channel and making sure that you do that actually make sure that we can get this information out here to everybody, man. We are on our mission to 500 likes. We're trying to get there as quickly as possible because when we get there, it opens up things for me, the community wall, all those different things so that I can post more things. I can do more things for you guys. So, it's not just about me, you just want to get to 500. No, it's about everybody. It's about all of us. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the foolishness because Joe Biden was on Howard Stern, man, of all places to go, Howard Stern. And when I look at this, man, this used to be a guy that was considered a shock jock and provocative and all these great things. And he, literally, I've seen him have porn stars on and, have them do, little things while they're on his show. So, for you to get this man on here and you not even asking any tough questions when you ask a porn star a tough question, or you'll ask anybody else a tough question, but you refuse to give this man anything but a layup softball question. You refuse to actually ask him the real questions that's pressing America. You asking him about his life back in the day when he was a lifeguard and he claims that he saved all of these lives, and I don't believe none of that bull crap that's coming out that man's mouth because he literally lies about everything. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get into some beautiful bean footage when it comes to Mr. Crooked Joe and, just what he's all about, man. I mean, he ain't about a damn. So we're just going to keep it moving.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon Bream, along with Judge Janine Pirro, Richard Fowler, Charlie Hurt, and the Greg Gutfeld. It is 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. Big day here in the Big Apple for Joe Biden and Donald Trump, both in New York City at the same time today. President Biden chatting with Howard Stern, telling him he would be happy to stand on a debate stage with Trump. Speaking of which, the former president was in court for day 8 of his criminal hush money trial. Former National Enquirer Chief David Pecker wrapping up his testimony. And we got to hear from the prosecution's next 2 witnesses. Trump's former assistant, Ronna Graff, a 34-year veteran of the Trump Organization, and Gary Farrow, a former banker at First Republic when Michael Cohen was apparently seeking to arrange the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels. Trump sounding off on another day in court.
This is all a Biden indictment. It's in order to try and win an election, political opponent, and nothing like this has ever happened. I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight. I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able. And if he wants, I'll do it on Monday night, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night. We'll be in Michigan, a state that he's destroyed.
Well, the former president was certainly on the mind of the current president. Joe Biden repeatedly brought up Donald Trump while being interviewed by Howard Stern.
I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him. I don't think the election's over yet on that score.
What do you think's going to happen? I can't imagine you're going to lose, but.
Well, look, he's.
Hey, guess what? I can imagine that shit. I dream about it. So your imagination and what you can't imagine, I dream about it. I can't wait for the day that they say that Joe Biden is going to the nursing home and he's out of the White House and he's going to the place, Shady Pines. And I just can't wait, man. It's one of those beautiful things that I can't wait for.
Promised if he doesn't win, there's going to be a bloodbath. Trump makes fun.
See, telling lies already. Lies just popping off out of his mouth. He said it's going to be a bloodbath. No, he did not. For the auto industry, you freaking idiot.
Right.
He was the kind of guy in the neighborhood who wish he could have gotten in the neighborhood, meet head to head.
Maybe like corn pop. Okay, the sit down with Stern coming as Biden takes some friendly fire from the New York Times. The Gray Lady accusing the president of setting a dangerous precedent for avoiding interviews with most of the media. And despite Biden's best efforts to shuffle away from the press, Axios has an alarming new report out.
Look at that walk, man. I bet you he gonna do one of the goofball trots in a minute. Watch.
On his gait. Quote,
well,
instead of walking to and from Marine One by himself in the last week, Biden started walking surrounded by aides who are concerned that videos of Biden walking alone, especially on grass, have highlighted his age. Charlie, you can't stop with the giggles over here today.
Well, whether it's Trump talking about how he wants to debate Biden or the fact that the real concern in the White House is that the tall grass is going to wipe out Joe Biden. And if you wonder why the economy is in the tank, we have an open border and we have all these wars popping up all over the place, it's because the White House is more concerned about shielding Joe Biden walking to the helicopter than they are about solving any problems.
And that's exactly right. What they try to do is try to make sure that we don't see, which we've already seen, that this man is older than old. Okay. Look, the man is the crypt keeper. And who wants a president that is literally going senile? I'll tell you who, a bunch of idiots that don't understand that he's destroying our country.
Okay, so Greg, he says it goes back to the grass, which I know that you know something about.
Oh, I don't understand that. Are you alluding to something?
I just need you to Google it.
All right. First of all, I love how these trials are fuel for Trump. If he's Popeye, lawfare is his spinach.
Oh.
He's not leading in the polls despite the trials. He's leading in the polls because of the trials, and it's hilarious to watch. It really is.
I agree, and then I disagree. I think he's leading in the polls because of the simple fact that people are starting to see that their life as a whole, the quality of life, is better and was better under Trump. I mean, you actually have a work-life balance instead of having to pick up a second job. which is the reason and the pure reason why the economy, why jobs went up, because you get one person working 2-3 jobs. Trust me, I've done it recently, and it sucks to have to, put toil and all type of stuff on your body in order to make ends meet so you can buy a pack of chicken wings. It's crazy. So we'll just keep it moving.
Who would have thought the Howard Stern show would become the safe space for an elderly, clueless fossil, and also Joe Biden? I kid Howard Stern. I loved him, but man, he has changed. Risk has now been replaced with reward. When you listen to the interview, he's completely defanged, and he's rendered kind of a harmless Stern, the opposite of what the brand that Stern used to be. But that's what happens when you get
one of the most provocative shock jocks. I mean, the guy was considered a shock jock. And now you throw in softball questions when you asking females to, pretty much masturbate on your show. This is insane. So now you go from that to softball questions. Get out of here, man. You suck, Howard Stern. Boo.
Co-opted by power and famous friends. And it's weird to see Stern switch sides. So Trump, for many years, supported Stern, gave him his best shows. And I could bet you at that time, Biden would have branded Stern a moral hazard in need of censorship. So now you have Stern basically trashing Trump, who reflects the frankness of the Stern phenomenon. And instead, Stern embraces the precise kind of phony that early Stern would have mercilessly mocked.
Trust me, that's true. I used to watch a little bit of Howard Stern, man, and he didn't play these type of games, man. When you had some soft politician or whatever the hell, he would expose the crap out of them. But not so much anymore. I don't know. Maybe they got his balls. Maybe they know something about old Sterny Stern that we don't know. And he's willing to go ahead and do whatever to maintain his illustrious career.
Now on to your cheap gaffe about the grass. Okay, they're talking about a stiff gate. That's what this is part of a bigger scandal that should be called Feeble Gate, right? It's a scandal to cover up Biden's ever diminishing function. Let's be honest. The only way that Biden can
this scene you have never seen. I have never seen a president go to the helicopter flanked by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people ever in my life. And this is happening because they're trying to block everybody from seeing that this man can barely walk and he needs a walker. And this particular walk from the White House to the helicopter is like him running 2 freaking miles. This is insane. I honestly, to a degree, feel a little bad for the dude because I feel like they just pushing this man out here and literally just, he's reading whatever they give him, which is why in the last campaign speech that he did, he literally read the word pause when he was just supposed to. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Look younger is to surround himself with corpses. And it's not the walk that should be alarming. It's the dementia, which makes him even more oblivious to the destruction of all our institutions. It's the woke handlers who are accelerating our nation's demise, and he's just there along for the ride. Who knows how much longer he'll be there? I think it's also, it's also hard to walk when you got a load in your pants. That's why they call him Dark Brandon, Judge. Ask the White House Laundry.
Okay, we don't have any confirmation from the White House Laundry, so we're just going to move on from that. But I thought it was interesting, Judge, that there's part of this reporting in Politico about the people walking with him is he wanted more downtime, less formal time with his aides. So the walk between the White House and Marine One is supposed to be
it? Do it. I mean, that'll absolutely do it. I mean, look, the reason he's got his aides there is because they're going to ask him a question. It's quiet. There's nothing going on there, and they're afraid he's going to answer it. and they're the ones who are going to make sure that he doesn't say anything that's out of line. It's obviously we already know how he treats his aides. He curses at them, he yells at them. I mean, we've heard all the stories about what's going on in the White House. But I agree with Greg. I mean, the guy the guy's lost it. And what he's saying now, what he said on the Howard Stern show, he came up with even more lies. The guy's a plagiarist. He's plagiarized his whole career. I think it was his 88 or 98 presidential campaign. They threw him out because he was such a liar. Now he comes up with 4 new ones. He said when he was a lifeguard, he saved a half a dozen people from drowning. Now, you want to tell me why he waited until he was 81 to tell people about that? Oh, number 2, and he said, get this, he said, whenever he, as a senator, received salacious pictures that women would give him, he would give it to the Secret Service. Joe, you didn't have Secret Service when you were a senator, okay?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Then he said, when he was younger, he was on the porch with a black family. He was the only white kid on the porch with a black family. He was protesting segregation, and they arrested him. Joe.
Lies, man. They arrested a kid and didn't take him back to his mama. All right, that's what's up. All right, yeah, okay, okay.
Why would they arrest you? I mean, okay, and then he said he was a runner in state scoring football. What the hell is that? First of all, he always said he was the first one in his family to go to college. Then we heard that his grandfather played college football and he was the best. I mean, you need to have drinks when you go through this. You know what? It's just ridiculous. And this man is representing us. He talks to Xi Jinping. He talks to Putin. Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to need to go down to that end of the table and do a wellness check on the judge down there.
I think Shane should be the debate moderator.
Well, listen, if you're free, it's apparently going down at the courthouse tonight. If you're free, they've offered to do it. Well, at least one side has offered. Okay, so this interview, where you find all these nuggets, is Howard Stern. But the New York Times is upset because they say, more traditional news outlets are not getting a chance at this. They say it should be troubling that President Biden has so actively and effectively avoided questions from independent journalists during his term. Avoiding interviews and questions from major news organizations doesn't just undermine an important norm, it also establishes a dangerous precedent that future presidents can use to avoid scrutiny and accountability. So, Richard, they're thinking not only about now, but is their self-interest also that other presidents will say it's just not done that way anymore?
Oh, listen, I think that's a fair point by the New York Times. And I do think that the president should probably give more interviews to the traditional press or those folks who sit in the
But he's not.
briefing room. I think that's a fair assessment. Now, I watched the same interview you did, Judge. I didn't have the same assessment of it, but that's all fair in love and war. There's a part of the interview that I really did appreciate the president talking about, especially at this point, this inflection point in our country. He talked about the time when he lost both his wife and his daughter, and he talked about the ideal of what he was dealing with. He talked about thinking about drinking. He also talked about the ideal of his own suicide ideations after losing both his daughter and his wife. And I think this comes at a time in our country where we know Black youth the suicide rate there is up 140.
Who is this Rudy Poo? Let's just be real about this. Who is this asshole? Because I don't give a damn about that. I mean, sorry, condolences and all that shit, but what about the border, bro? What about my chicken prices? What about my gas prices, bro? Why Howard Stern, why didn't you talk about the issues that are plaguing American citizens instead of softballing this man? Why? And then you got this ignorant hairline all jacked up. Look at this hairline here. What the hell is this up here? Go get a haircut and go shut up, bro. For real.
44%. We know that for college athletes, the suicide rate has doubled in this country. So we have a lot of young people struggling with this too. To hear the president of the United States say, hey, listen, when I was a young person, I too struggled with this, I think is a real moment for him to say, listen, I'm feeling your pain. And this is what he's very good at doing. Whether you disagree with his politics or not, it's important to see our leaders say, I've struggled with this as well, especially as the nation.
It's important for leaders to do their damn job. That's what's important. If you're a leader, you're supposed to lead. I don't want to hear your freaking sob stories. I don't. It's not your job to make me feel bad for you when you're supposed to be the strongest and most powerful person in the world. That's not our job. Your job is to make sure that we're okay, not migrants, not Ukraine, but us. That's your job. And you're not fulfilling your job, and you got to go. You and all them people that walked you to the doggone airplane need to go, and everybody who put your clothes on and you depend, they need to get the hell up out of there.
And our young people struggle with it too.
Too bad he does nothing about the pain. I'm all for feeling pain, but
The part about it is talking about it, Greg. That's how you deal with it.
Talking is cheap. I think someone said that once. Talk is cheap. Fact is, we have inflation that is causing 20
suicidal ideations. Talking about it's actually how you solve it.
No. If you want to buy into that, that's fine.
I mean, but that's
He's done nothing about fentanyl. He's done nothing about fentanyl. He's done nothing about crime. He's done nothing about inflation. He's done nothing about border, which is increased gang crime.
Let's just be very clear.
All right, I'll give you this. You know what? I'll give you this. Suicidal ideation is bad. There you go. You can have that point.
Everyone can agree on that.
Yeah,
and we'll leave it there.
The president talked about
there
it.
is work to be done.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to
Okay, so from what I gather, they feel the same way I feel. That was a bunch of hogwash. I mean, with all the things that you got going on, with union workers upset, with people upset with the migrant crisis in New York, with a man that's in court saying he'll debate you anytime, any place, anywhere, your best bet, and you spend your time going to Howard Stern telling lies and telling stories. And I do not appreciate that from what we supposed to call a freaking president. That is not what a president is. Not what I believe a president should be. A president should be somebody that we look up to, and somebody who is not afraid to face their opponent. And we know exactly who that is. And we're gonna check it out.
You really have to debate Biden tonight? What about Melania's birthday?
So thank you very much. This is 8 days that we've all been sitting in this courthouse. This is all a Biden. As you know, the economy's falling apart now. Now you're seeing it, very little growth. It's going to get worse. Oil prices are going up. You have the college campuses all over closed down. Our country's going to hell. And day after day after day, which is their plan. Because they think they might be able to eke out an election, but I doubt it because the poll numbers are very good for us. I just want to say that I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight. I'm ready. Here we are. I invited him to the courthouse that he has us tied up in his administration. This is all being done through Washington. It's all a well-coordinated attack on a political opponent. But I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able. And if he wants, I'll do it on Monday night, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night. We'll be in Michigan, a state that he's destroyed because of the auto industry. We're not going to have any jobs left in Michigan. No auto jobs left in Michigan. They're all going over to China and other places with this ridiculous EV mandate, electric vehicle mandate. But we're willing to do it Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night on national television. We're ready. Just tell me where. We'll do it at the White House. That would be very comfortable, actually. But you tell me where. But we're ready. He's obviously not showing up now. We heard nothing. But he said today that, I'd love to debate, but he won't debate. I don't think he'll debate. Maybe he will.
I'm with you, Trump. That dude's scared. He ain't trying to get nowhere near you so you can expose him for the fraud and the liar and the cheat and that he is. He does not want that. Well, his people don't want that because you're going to expose him for not even running at all. The only thing that I think they do is try to make it seem like, hey, do you know how to sign your name? And they put a piece of paper in front of me, he signed the shit, and he don't even know what he's signing. And then he gets up there and he reads these teleprompters, and he can't even read it. So expound on that question, Jericho, of why is he doing this? Are you talking about Trump, Biden, or what are you talking about? And just kind of expound a little bit so I can get a little bit of understanding so we can have tonight.
Maybe. Well, I'm not sure he has a choice. But that's the story. So here we are. We're ready, willing, and able. And we don't see him, and I don't think he'll be here. But maybe next week he'll do it. I doubt it, but maybe next week. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I know you have to suffer through this like everybody else. Nothing has come. This is a case that should have never been brought. Every legal scholar, every legal expert, Andy McCarthy, Jonathan, Andy, every single one, Jonathan Turley came out.
So I'm assuming that you're talking about interviews. And well, every president in this world has, since the early 1900s have debated. It makes no sense that a president, especially when you got an opponent, which they like to always say has 91 indictments, and you're scared to debate him? You're scared of this. Everything that they're doing to Trump is in fear. This is a man's man. This is a man that stands on his box and he has not moved. You can look at all of these Democrats, and they was all for border protection until they weren't. You can go back 10 years and listen to Nancy Pelosi talk about protecting our borders. You can go back and you can listen to Joe Biden talk about our borders. Now, one thing that we got to understand about these issues is that these people that are in power right now paid to do the things that they're doing. There is no reason that our borders should be a mess like this unless you're getting some type of incentive. And the only incentive that I can think of are two. One, you're trying to mess up our election with all of these migrants, or number two, you're getting paid. It's the only thing. Now, one thing I can safely say is I have no problem with this man coming out of his courtroom and saying what he has to say, because truth be told, it needs to be said. It really does. If you listen to Joe Biden, he talks about himself all the time. He doesn't talk about the issues that are at hand in our country. He will literally come out of his mouth and say that we have the greatest economy in the world. I should not be at a person making over $25 an hour shit. But when you do all of this and then you make McDonald's worker, the non-skilled worker, almost equal to me, we got a freaking problem. We got a problem here. And until we realize that we need a president that's strong, that leads with an iron fist, and make sure that people in other countries are not laughing at us, but are afraid to even come at us. And it's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That, and I don't know everybody's stance. Here we talk about R. Kelly and we talk about, injustices from everybody else. We even talk about the injustices that are befalling this man. Because the thing about it is we can't get into that ire of just lock him up. We got to get down to the nitty gritty and the facts, man. His only crime was beating Hillary Clinton in 2016 because he wasn't even expected to do it. I could run videos right now of Democrats and CNN and everybody saying that he's not going to win and laughing at this man, and then turning around and having to eat that crow. And then for 8 years, they've been meddling with this man. He would have been done. He would have been out in November. In January, whenever they do the inauguration, he'd have been done. But they wanted to keep on messing with this dude. So now they got him again. We're going to have him again. I don't have a problem with it because from 2016 to 2020, my life was great. The moment that Biden got into office, my life absolutely sucked. Joe Biden ruined my life, and I'm sure a bunch of other people's lives. When you go into the store and you realize this, I can't even afford to get a steak. A pack of 2 is $40. We got a problem. And the problem is the Democratic administration. Us as black people, we need to understand we weren't even supposed to be Democrats because it's the party, Republican Party is the party of Abraham Lincoln, the one that got us out of bondage. And then they came up in 1964 with the Welfare Act and forced people into complacency and voting to keep their free shit. And I appreciate you, Jericho, for asking that question. And I had to go on a little rant about it. But at the end of the day, that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And it's great points, man. I appreciate you for that. And here, real quick, we're going to finish up Trump.
With a scathing report on this trial today. Andy McCarthy's scathing report. Mark Levin can't believe this is happening in our country. There's no case here. There's no case whatsoever. It's a disgrace. We have a conflicted judge, and it shouldn't be happening. Not in this country. Thank you very much.
Do you think you beat Biden in a debate?
Hell yeah, he can beat Biden in a debate. Goofball. You already know. And I can predict that in a debate, Joe Biden gonna jog his ass out there. Hopefully he don't bust his shit. You know, and then he's gonna come on, man. You know, now one thing that you can actually know about Biden, and I'll tell you a little secret: everybody has a tail when they're lying. When they're telling you a lie, they got a tail. And if you listen to Joe Biden, true story, it's not a joke. That is when he's lying. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: one thing that I learned, when you telling the truth, you don't need to tell people that it's a true story. The truth ain't never needed a bit of help. So, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, I understand that people are going to vote how they want to vote. They're going to do what they want to do. You know, I just encourage people, especially my people, African American people, to look at how your life was, man. And just look at what you could purchase just a couple years ago, 4 years ago. Look at your buying power. Look at your dollar and what you can get for your dollar today. And it's a stark difference. Go out here and try to buy a house. Look at the interest rates from back in 2016 to 2020, and then look at them now. Rent is 25% more in 4 years than it was in 2019 and 2020. We out here struggling. California gas prices is at $7 and some change per gallon. I mean, I live in Indiana, and it's 3 something, but it's ridiculous. It's a natural resource that we have under our feet that he refuses to drill. He shut down every pipeline, but then he started handing out crack pipes to homeless people. So that's the pipeline that he cares about. Keep them dumbed down and keep them drugged up so that they can't see what the hell is going on. Humongous problem in our country, you know. And for people, I got neighbors, man, that'll tell me, I hate Trump. They literally will say all the things that I'm saying about Joe Biden, but are willing to vote for this feeble, decrepit, can't walk, can't talk man just because they hate another. And then I ask, well, what's the hate about? Well, he's just arrogant. Seriously? That's your only thing. He's arrogant. So people really feel like that he needs to go to jail because of his moxie, because of his swag, because he got swagger, and he's a confident man. And one thing that I always say, emasculation is what this is about. That a real man can't get a shot. We don't have a dog in the fight. We don't have a shot. And once we realize that, then we will look at things differently. And I promise you, we will definitely vote differently because of the simple fact that we need change. There is a desperate need in this world for change. Joe Biden is the most embarrassing president in American history, especially in the history of my life. I've never seen anything like this ridiculous man. I never have. And we gonna go ahead and let you know exactly how ridiculous Joe Biden is. He's a gaffe machine. All he does is make mistakes and look stupid while he's doing it. So we're gonna go ahead and go into that, and we're gonna look at this dumb and what he does.
During opening speeches, the leader of the free world was caught dozing off. And while making small talk with the Duchess of Cornwall at the COP26 summit, Sleepy Joe produced his own emissions right in front of royalty.
Joe Biden apparently broke wind in front of Camilla Parker Bowles. That's got to be the end of his presidency, surely.
Camilla's reportedly described the incident as long, loud, and impossible to ignore. It's not the first time Biden's had a bungle. His first presidential press conference in March was somewhat puzzling.
If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot done.
Not even a binder of notes could help America's commander-in-chief get back on track.
Hang on. Sorry. Oh, sing me, Miss Kim.
And during the historic AUKUS announcement in September, Biden struggled to remember who he was partnering with.
I want to thank that fella down under.
That fella down under, man. The dude don't know who he's having important conversations about foreign relations with. The dude down under, he looking like, what the hell? You see him over there in the corner like, oh, that's funny as hell.
Thank you very much, pal. Appreciate it, Mr. Prime Minister. I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts.
Graduation day for Colorado's Air Force cadets, but it was the US president coming in for a hard landing.
Every time I see that, I'm like, man, he tried to do that dumb run and hit the deck. That is crazy. And it's laughable because the media tries to make us believe that there's nothing wrong. Oh, there's nothing to see here. Yes, it is.
The 80-year-old scooped up by naval and security officers. Joe Biden back on his feet, pointing at the culprit, a sandbag on stage. Quickly given the all clear by a White House spokesperson.
Mr. President!
The image not helping America's oldest ever president as he ramps up.
He need a first alert. I've fallen and I can't get up. The man needs a first alert. Man, it's crazy. You know, I got, Kilroy girl, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I got cans of beans and all type of crazy stuff around the house. That I done had to crack open. It's crazy. It makes no sense, no earthly sense at all that we got to struggle like this. And I'm not just talking about Black folks. I'm talking about the whole Americans as a whole. And a lot of these people are so out of touch because of the fact that they do make six figures and they can't really see it. But somebody who is making $50,000 to $60,000 a year should not be struggling. It costs $10,000 more than it did in 2020 to live, bro. $10,000 more. But at the same time that it's costing that much money, this bumbling, falling can't get a president is sending our money to Ukraine, sending our money to Israel and Gaza, and spending money on illegal immigrants. It makes no sense. And everything is about to double. We are headed towards a depression, man, where nobody can afford anything. And it's ridiculous that we got people on that far left that thinks that this is cool. And it's not.
Up for a second term.
This is not good. It's not anything that the White House or his campaign wants.
The online pylon to be expected. What wasn't? This from his fiercest critic.
He actually fell down. Well, I hope he wasn't hurt.
Trump at 76 has had his own near public stumbles, and this isn't the first for Biden, who spent much of this term defending his record against claims he's too old for another tilt. If he runs, wins, and serves a full term, Biden will be 86 years old when he leaves office.
It's a matter of, can you do the job?
They say once you ride a bike, you never forget. He wasn't even riding. He stopped and fell. Good Lord. Come on, man. Come on, Jack. Come on. Stop.
And I believe I can do the job.
And he intends to keep going, arriving home tonight.
He was about to salute the reporters. That's crazy. Like that's not the military. What are you doing? Insane.
Dancing off any questions of fitness.
Ask one last question. Have you had any talks with Senate Republicans who are threatening this administration with not considering the immigration legislation that was passed in the House until the situation at the border has been resolved?
No, because I know they have to posture for a while. They sort of got to get out of their system. This is a but I'm ready to work with any Republican who wants to help solve the problem or make the situation better. But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you get any questionable calls, please tell us by going to report fraud, dotftc.gov. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other guy. Give me a look, though, okay? If you could do anything at all, Joe, what would you do? I said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We'd end the cancer as we know it.
This is an historical moment for Brazil and for the U.S. President Biden, can you hear me? You can? Yes, good. And so,
it's a good question. Number one, I was a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but you're now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, the rapidly rising I don't know, Donald Trump is reelected. Freudian slip.
Thank you, guys.
Will you take questions on inflation then?
Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you.
Anything in place with the political liability? That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch. We should challenge students in these schools to have advanced placement programs in these schools. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it. Their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains. $1.9 trillion relief so far. They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential this week for childcare. I wrote the bill on the environment. Why would I not be for it? America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him in a single word. I was going to put him It's an honor to be here to welcome Prime Minister Albanese and Prime Minister Sunak.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Boris. And I want to thank that fellow down under. Thank you very much, pal. Appreciate it.
This is a disgrace, man. This is a literal disgrace. And you think you want to debate a Donald Trump? That's not going to work out well for you, brother.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate
It's great to have you. It's
Thank
good
you,
to have
thank you,
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything.
I bet you his ass got lost when he walked off of it. Where the hell am I? What's going on?
We just heard. Let's look at America now. Donald Trump has launched a fresh attack on Joe Biden overnight. He's questioned the Democratic candidate's fitness for office after he appeared to forget the president's name during a virtual campaign event.
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of Georgia. Georgia.
Yeah. He don't want to debate no Trump, man. He don't even know who the fuck Trump is. Help me with my jacket. Damn, what good are you? Help me. Shit, you know I'm old. Damn. Good Lord. So I don't think that this dude couldn't debate with a dog. He couldn't even debate him damn self. I mean, this is not, I don't know what the heck we got going on in this world this is what's good for our country. And people believe that this guy, not any other guy, but this guy is what we need to hedge our country forward. There is no way that I could believe that. People believe that, but people believe it. And it's like, oh my goodness. I don't know if some Democrats are actually literally hoping for him to go ahead and pass away so Kamala could take over, but that would be even worse. You know, so we are in a situation here, man, where we are looking at a president literally can't put two sentences together, literally can't, he doesn't draw a crowd. He nobody wants to see this man, but you really want to make us believe as American citizens that he is the guy for the job. That's like sitting in the garbage man in the kitchen to cook your food. It don't make no damn sense. It's not gonna work. Meanwhile, we got, Trump is willing to be amongst our people. Go to Atlanta and go to the Chick-fil-A in the hood where the black people are. Go down to the Union and be able to speak to the people. And you see the droves and the crowds of people that embrace this man. But yet, don't nobody like him. I beg to differ. So we're going to go ahead and let Puppetgate show us how the bodega trip went, which is pretty damn cool. Shout out to my people, Puppetgate, man. Love them to death. They do their thing, and they make sure that we get some good laughs out of an unlaughable situation.
I need some Doritos, bro. Hello, York. Alba owned where he defended his life in 2022 and took out a violent criminal. That thug is now dead. He's dead as a dog. I'm being persecuted by corrupt Alvin Bragg and his rogue Judge Merchan, whose daughter Lauren profits from the sham hush money trial. Her company, Authentic Campaigns, raised more than $93 million from corrupt Democrats such as Cackles Kamala Harris, Pencil Neck Adam Shifty Schiff, and even Genocide Joe. Lauren's company uses this bogus trial as bait for donations. Judge Merchan won't recuse himself despite the obvious conflict of interest. And he even put a gag on me. But guess what, bozo? Go ahead and put me in jail, because I'm not going to shut up. You will just turn me into Nelson Mandela. Anyways, let's go inside the bodega and say hi to the new owners. Hello.
Hello, my friend. Welcome to my bodega.
Thank you. What a beautiful place you have here. Very clean and loaded with all the good stuff.
Hey, speaking of good stuff, Trump, I want you to take a hit of my fancy backwoods cigar.
Oh, no, I don't smoke.
I know, but just one time for La Fiesta. Come on, man. You in the hood now, homie.
Okay, fine. Just one little taste. Whoa, what kind of cigar is that?
Hey, see, I call it the stinky skunk.
I'm hungry. I need some Doritos, bro.
Hey, no problemo. Take anything you want.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, adios, amigo.
Yeah, New York City. Let's make Harlem great again.
Ha! Looks like Trump is right at home in NYC.
Make sure you go over there and like and subscribe and share Puppetgate, man. They are awesome. And I tell you what, Joe Biden couldn't even debate that damn puppet if you want to know the truth about it. Sure couldn't. He wouldn't be able to do it. They all, and trust me, they always scoring again. And just so you know, on tomorrow they are going to be doing Letitia James. So be prepared. It's going to be hilarious. And if I come on, I will go ahead and premiere that for you guys on my channel. Of course, Puppetgate don't have a problem. They be all off up in the chat. I appreciate them for everything that they do as far as kind of just bringing a little comedy to the situation, man. Before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and shout out everybody who has come in. You know, my man Mountie Finn is always in the building. I appreciate you since you came. You constantly showing up. My man Jericho Jackson was at a cookout, man. Did you get you a plate? Did you bring something home with you? You know what I'm saying? Or was it already at the crib? Do you got some leftovers? What's going on with you? Shout out to my girl, Love Unconditional. Shout out to Kilroy Girl. She is always up in the building, making sure that people ain't acting a fool in my chat. So that's what's up, man. I really do appreciate y'all. And anybody who wants to make a comment or wants to jump on the panel, feel free to, man. I will go ahead and post that in there. So if you want to and you just feel like you got to say something, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to do anything, but just state your grievance, state your opinion, state how you feel. State if you think that Joe Biden is debate capable, because personally, I don't think he can do it. I really, really, really don't. It's not going to happen, man. You know, and it's so funny because you got, you know, so much material to really go off of, and just know that people for the longest time has thought that Joe Biden has just been terrible, man. And it's funny that people don't even know that this has been his thought. The thought process on him has been the same for a long time. And it is absolutely hilarious to see. And I want to go ahead and give a shout out right now, man, to the late great Robin Williams, man, for even bringing it up and letting us know that Joe been Joe since Joe was Joe. And we're gonna go ahead and get a quick laugh in on that one too.
We still have comedy though. What the fuck? Joe says shit that even people with Tourette's go, no. No. What is going on? Joe is like your uncle who's got a new drug and hasn't got the dosage right. I'm proud to work with Barack America. He's not a superhero, you idiot. Come here. When FDR was on television, there was no TV back then. Come here, Joe. Sit down.
It is funny that back in the day, you know, people really, really knew who this guy was, man. You know, an avid racist. He is someone whom says racist things and they cover it up. The guy has the IQ of a potato, but yet you hated a man so much when you loved a man so much right before because the media told you to. It's not like they, you know, it's not like you had your own, people had their own opinions. You know, people talked about how arrogant this man was and, oh, he tweets too much and all of that. Joe Biden probably can't even use an iPhone. It's you know, and not to try to dog out singers, because my mama's a singer. I got a 74-year-old mother. But trust me, her cognitive levels are way better than that. You know, and it's crazy because Joe Biden might be the first president that we see die on camera. It could happen, man, because that's what we're dealing with. That we're dealing with them pushing, and it's to a point. It's like, how can you blame him? Because it doesn't even seem like he know what day of the week it is. I don't think he knows. I mean, I think that he's being pushed out. He's a puppet not made by Puppetgate, but he's definitely a damn puppet. He definitely doesn't know what the hell is going on. He definitely doesn't have a pulse to the community, what people are going through, how people are feeling. He knows nothing of it. And I really don't think that he actually cares. I mean, I would be remiss to think that he gives a damn, and truth be told, I just don't think he knows, man. I really don't think that he knows. So I am going to keep this thing moving with another Puppetgate, man. We're going to go ahead and talk about Joe, man, tonight. We're going to talk about Joe. We're going to talk about Joe.
Wait, what am I doing? Is Matlock on TV? Hi, folks. I know it's past my bedtime now, and I already drank my warm milk, but there's something I want to address. Here's the deal. The special counsel, Herr, said I'm not going to face charges for the documents I stole when I had no clearance to do so. No joke. Only a president like Trump was allowed to declassify documents, not a senator. That's what I was when I took the classified papers and tossed them into my garage with my Corvette where Hunter would hang out with his prostitutes and smoke crack. Wait, or was that Bo, my other son? Or is he dead? I don't remember. Anyways, I'll tell you what, case closed. I'm free. I was talking to Churchill, Mitterrand, and Cole last week, and I asked them if they wanted to go eat Egyptian food at Taco Bell's. I think we're going tomorrow, actually, and I hope they have ice cream there. Okay, time for some questions. Peter Ducey.
The special counsel said they aren't charging you because, in his description, you are a well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory.
Come on, man. I'm well-meaning. I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing, Jack. Wait, what am I doing? Is Matlock on TV?
How bad is your memory? And can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I'd let you speak. All kidding aside, my memory is fine. Take a look at what I've done since I've been president. Record inflation, botched Afghanistan withdrawal, record illegal immigration, made the poor pay for the wealthy's student loans, gutted the army, hired a circus to run my administration. Anyways, I forgot what's going on. Why are you all here?
Absolutely hilarious, man, but it's real. Very, very real that we are dealing with Weekend at Bernie's, and we are in trouble if we allow it, man. If he gets elected again, man, I think that we're going to definitely get attacked. I don't think that this is going to be good for anybody if this happens. And, I just feel that us as American citizens really need to evaluate what we feel from what's actually real. I really believe that in my heart. We need to evaluate. We need to understand that our feelings are only feelings, and feelings are fleeting. Feelings change. So at the end of the day, when we're sitting up here and we're worried about the fact that a man says something on Twitter, or the fact that a man speaks his mind, and we got a president that don't even have a mind. And if we keep on the way that we going and being, emotionally charged and gaslit by the media and, our family members that watch the far left media, we're going to be in trouble. We cannot be gaslit anymore. We cannot allow for the government to come into our lives and take over the way that they did with COVID-19. You got to think about it. They literally took control of every American citizen's life and stuck us in the house while they changed curriculums at school, while they did whatever the heck they were doing underneath the table, distracting us with George Floyd, distracting us with Black Lives Matter marches, distracting us. Meanwhile, telling us that the person that was actually about to do something for the Black community is an evil individual. And people don't even understand. I bet you it's a lot of people that don't even know about the platinum plan for Black America that Donald Trump was about to do for us. He was going to do something for the Black community specifically, which people say he shouldn't do. You know, we shouldn't just do something for one race of people, but you're doing it. You're literally allowing for people to just walk all over our borders. And that is insane to me, that we can allow for people to just waltz all over our borders, to, you know, just come into our communities and just do things. And people don't even know that this existed, man, that this man was about to do a platinum plan for Black America, and it was quashed. The media never presented this to us. And I want to present it to you right now.
And I'm here today to announce a brand new plan to deliver more opportunity, more security, more fairness, and more prosperity to Black communities. We call it the Platinum Plan. Platinum Plan. And that's a contract with Black Americans, and it's going to be something that people talk about for a long time to come. If you vote Republican over the next 4 years, we will create 3 million new jobs for the Black community. Open 500,000 new Black-owned businesses. Increase access to capital in Black communities by $500 billion. And this includes investing in community development, financial institutions, and minority depository institutions. Build up peaceful and safer urban neighborhoods with the highest standards of, and you know this, of policing. We want the highest standards. We have to have highest standards of policing. Bring even greater fairness to the justice system. We did criminal justice reform. We remember that. Even greater, we will create a national clemency project to right wrongful prosecutions and to pardon individuals who have reformed their life. You saw Alice, right? We love Alice. She had another.
Shout out to J-Rock, number one. Come on in. You already know. Come on in, bro.
24 years to go. Can you believe it? She served 22 years. She had another 24 years to go. It was ridiculous. And she's a great woman. Create a ladder of opportunity for African-American children by delivering school choice to every parent in America. So important. Give Black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their communities. Bring better and tailored health care to address the historic disparities that we've had for so many years. You know that. This includes investing in treatments for kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, sickle cell disease.
He know what he's talking about. These are things that plague the Black community for real. Sickle cell is a disease that plagues a lot of Black communities. High blood pressure, all of that. So it's not like he's sitting up here with some unfounded information, just saying, I'm gonna give you $500 billion, and we don't know what's happening. This is an amazing plan that he actually talked to Ice Cube about. And Biden didn't talk about it. He's never talked to him or sat down with us or anybody as far as a plan for us.
And maternal mortality. advance home ownership and wealth building in the Black community, bring more manufacturing back to the USA, which we're doing anyway, and back to the inner cities, which have been largely forgotten, although not so much in the last 3 years when you get right down to it. Thank you. And Democrat policies that import low-wage foreign workers from overseas to replace Black workers in our inner cities. Joe Biden cares more about the citizens of foreign countries than he does about Black Americans
4 years ago. Facts.
living in our own country. I will always put Americans first, and that includes, very, very importantly, Black Americans. And there's much more in our plan, which we're releasing today, so we'll get everyone a copy, and it's actually been very well received, and we appreciate that. The Platinum Plan is a bold vision that we can and really will achieve over the next 4 years.
Hey, this man can read a teleprompter. Ain't that some shit?
So we'll be able to do it, if not sooner. Unlike my opponent, I'm not a career politician, thank goodness. I get results and I keep my promise. And if you
know what? And to be honest, man, it is amazing to me that this particular level of footage was quashed by the mass media and they're literally got this man in court for killing stories. For killing stories, negative stories about himself, but they kill positive stories, but they not sitting in jail. It's amazing. What's going on, J-Rock? How you feeling, baby?
Man, I'm good. I'm good, Provoke. What's going on with you?
You know what? I'm hanging out on a Saturday night. You know, we doing our thing. We sitting on the couch, you know, doing what we do.
Oh yeah.
So you expect I don't know how long you've been watching, but if you've been paying attention, Joe Biden actually came out of his mouth and said that he would debate Trump.
I heard about that.
And Trump say, I will debate you on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Jesus' birthday, any holiday, any weekend. I'll debate you on Easter Sunday, 4th of July. Don't matter. I don't think that this man wants any part of a debate.
Yeah.
Because there will be no teleprompter there for him. Yeah. So how you feel? How you feeling about that? Do you think that that's something that would happen or not happen, or how do you feel about it?
Well, it's something we got to see. But before I go into that, I had talked to someone earlier today. My aunt who lives in Chicago. Today is her birthday.
All right, happy birthday, Auntie.
Yeah, and she it's her 81st birthday.
Right on.
And I talked to her and my cousin, and they had actually gave her she said she had a taste for Mexican food this year, so they did like a full-on kind of Mexican food spread for her and everything. So she just sent me the picture and everything. So I had to go. So I was like, golly, I said 81 years old, and she's been active, and you would not think she was 81 if you saw her.
I'm trying to tell you, because you know what? Like I said, my mom is 74. She'll be 74 on May 1st, actually. And to be honest with you, man, I can't even handle walking through Walmart. She get me tired walking through Walmart. Doing anything. I mean, the woman would be on the move, man. She literally got a full-time job as a manager of a cafeteria at a school, and she's doing her thing. I mean, I don't want to sit up here and say that older people can't do what they need to do, but when you got cognitive decline, it limits you. And I don't care how old you are. I mean, your cognitive skills can just not be there. But and I'm not even sure from what I'm seeing that he ain't been the sharpest knife in the drawer for a long time. Long time. And there is no way with the issues that are going on in this country that he wants to talk about. Because if he's going to tell the same lies in front of Donald Trump, who's going to have statistics and facts and everything to debunk all of that, that man going to have a huge problem on a debate stage.
Yep.
Huge problem. It'll be a game changer.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's ready. I think that they probably try to peddle this man full of cocaine once again and run him out there in front of these people.
Yeah. And also another thing, my aunt has been she's actually been a nurse for over 40 years. So she has seen all, and she has done it all as far as in the medical field. AIDS patients, cancer, she has seen it all. And matter of fact, I'm getting a lot of my wellness advice from her. So if you have any health concern, questions, or anything else, I can relay them back to her, and she would give you a quick response on what you need to do and what you need to watch out for. She told me about different stuff about the flu shot. Told me not to take that. You ain't got to take it. Avoid it. She also told me about certain cancer, certain things that I could do to lower my blood pressure, cholesterol, the diets to stay away from. We had a long conversation. So anything God said, if you have any questions about it on top of my head, I can reach out to her and she'll tell you.
Man, I say ask Auntie. We can bring her on live. She won't do it. Ask Auntie. You know what I'm saying? And we can ask her, hey, so what does this mean when you got this going on? She, bam. You know what I'm saying? And hit you with the real.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, she'll be able to tell you fairly quick.
Man, I'm here to tell you. So, you know, and it's actually really, really cool to have, somebody like that, an older person, a wiser person that can literally let you know things that, because I don't discount the wisdom of an older individual. Even though it might sound crazy to you in the life that you're living right now, everything that the older person has to say, except for Joe Biden, is rooted in truth. I can't understand, for me, and I'm gonna ask you, since Joe Biden has been in office, on a personal level, how is your economy?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not where I want it to be. That's for sure. That's number one. Also, the one thing, the clip you played with Trump, he addressed more issues about the Black community in that one clip than I seen Joe Biden do on a whole State of the Union in one night.
I promise you. Only thing, my predecessor. And he literally has a campaign where he is just dogging out his political opponent because that's how it's written for him. He does not write these speeches because, of course, like I said a couple of days ago, we heard him giving a speech talking about 4 more years, pause. And he was supposed to pause so that they have to literally manufacture responses from their crowd. It's almost like a television production. Like, I've been to Jenny Jones, I've been to different talk shows out in Chicago and things like that, and they literally tell you, clap for this when you see the applause come up, when and all these reactions are manufactured. This presidency is nothing more than a Hollywood production of the worst movie of all times. It's the worst of all times. You literally telling us that the border's secure when people are just able to walk through. If I don't lock my car, somebody gonna try to get in it. That means I didn't secure my car. Even if I secure my car, somebody might try to break in it, God forbid. But
right,
at least I did some type of steps to quail that. He's doing nothing. He's literally allowing for our country to be run over by people that are not supposed to be here, and not just Mexicans, because it's not just about Mexicans. This is about the people from South America. These are about the people that are coming from countries overseas, knowing exactly where to go, knowing exactly how to get through, knowing that if they get captured, they're going to get a release, they're going to get a plane ticket, they're going to be in New York, Chicago, Indiana, wherever the heck they want to go. And then on top of all of that, here's $10,000 on a card. Have at it. But yet, you can't do anything for the American people. But yet, you want to send our tax-paying dollars over to Ukraine, and you have not once did an audit. You have not accounted for what you are sending these people that we paid for. We pay for this. And it's ridiculous to me because people say, oh, well, you know, Trump this and Trump that, but Trump going to put that money right back in your pocket, because the thing about it is it's ridiculous that $200 billion has gone overseas and billions of dollars have gone to migrants that they don't have to pay back. Yet you gave American citizens $13,000 stimulus checks and you made us pay it all back. We had to pay for that. What is going on? After you threatened us and gaslit us with a disease that was going to run its course anyway, whether we stayed at home or not, people stayed in their houses and they locked their doors, and guess what? They still caught COVID. We got played on another level. We got played, we got fear-mongered, and we sat in our houses scared to lose our jobs. Some people were scared and lost them anyway. And now you're talking about the economy is booming. Yes, yes, it's booming. Yes, jobs are plentiful. No, that one person that lost their job had to pick up two. Period, man. Period, point blank. And hating a man is going to cause our country to die, because you're so focused on hating and prosecuting somebody that the only thing they did wrong was become a president. And a damn good one, if you ask me. You know, you peddle these black attorneys out with promises of career advancement to prosecute this man, and they can't even tell you what the hell they prosecuted him for. Oh, but he was trying to commit another crime. Well, what was the other crime? We just know he was trying to commit one. What? What was the crime?
Yeah. And then they have Rico.
You know, and they're literally sitting here, and it's boggling my mind, because as an R. Kelly supporter, when I hear the word conspiracy, it sends a chill up my spine. So now you're on some what if.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? At this point, if somebody throws the term conspiracy theory in regards to R. Kelly case, I am no longer offended. You want to know why I'm no longer offended? I am no longer offended because whatever you say about in regards to conspiracy theory, I have absolute fact to back the shit up. So how if it's a conspiracy theory if it's facts about it anyway?
Right. But people don't want to hear that, because it's all about the emotional thing.
Well,
people are emotional now.
Yeah, being that you from that you're not too far from Chicago anyway. Obviously, you might need to go ahead and reach out to Carl Thomas. Yeah, since everybody's so emotional.
Say, look at me. I can't stop crying. I'm telling you. And
which is actually pretty good. It was a pretty good CD, by the way, too.
Oh man, but hey, he couldn't repeat it though. That was the sad part about it. Because you didn't call on Kales.
Yeah.
You need to holler because Carl Thomas was my dude. But you didn't call on Kale. You wanted Diddy to write your songs, and you know Diddy is cool for a good couple songs, but you're going to have to leave him in order to advance and get beyond that sound. And R. Kelly would have got Carl Thomas right.
Yeah, and see, and also too, not only did he produce Carl Thomas, he was the last person to be involved in a major project with New Edition.
Right. That's
because
true.
the last collective album that New Edition did was the One Love album, and that was 20 years ago.
You say N.E. make it hot for you. Hey, that was my joint right there.
Yep.
That was New Edition minus Bobby Brown right there. You know, again, for the one time. But you know, it's crazy. That's been 20 years. That's wild. Shit.
It's been 20 years since that
It's
album.
crazy. The Home Again album was in like 96. That was that was a cold album right there.
And Home Again album was not a bad album at all.
That was
Especially
a cold Tony right there. I ain't gonna even lie. How do you like your love served? Come on.
Gerald Levert was a highly underrated producer. Highly underrated. He did some work on that album.
Man, I mean, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Gerald. You know, God rest his soul, man. Gone too soon, man. Too soon. You know, and you know, I feel like that we lose our people by hook, by crook, you know, in these situations with these people, man. And it's not, you know, it's not lost on me. You know, when we get to talk about all this legalese and these lawfares and stuff, you know, it's about character assassination, and then they assassinate your freedom. And one of the things, like I said, when it comes to this Donald Trump thing, man, I'm fearful of what these far left extremists will try to do to try to become a hero.
Right. And see that's the thing. If they'll go as far as to try and indict and bring charge against a former president, then the average citizen ain't got a shot.
Because you can indict a ham sandwich, man. You can indict it for being too delicious. And here we go. It was for a common purpose of being delicious. Lock him up, lock up that sandwich. And it sounds silly on its base, but at the end of the day, it's the truth. You got people who have been indicted and went to jail and they did nothing. You got people that have been indicted for murders and they did nothing because the police were lazy and they found their person that they wanted. And then 20, 30 years later, here this man done lost everything. Family members done died. He can't get a job, none of that, and you let him go. And it's just perennially unfair. That's why we cannot have these injustices. We cannot have these situations where a person lose their life and they can only get it back upon appeal.
Remember the book I told you about I got on the Audible app? Listen to some of the chapters. Chapter 1, what talking to the FBI can do to you. Chapter 2, there's nothing grand about grand juries except their size.
Right.
Chapter 3, acts of God, discovery and hide and seek. Oh man. Chapter 5, plea bargaining, dancing with the devil. Boy,
plea deals are never good. Ever.
Chapter 7. Yeah, and this is and I know this chapter I'm gonna be very, very particularly listening to. Prosecutorial misconduct. Who will prosecute the prosecutor?
Nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. All them lawyers full of shit. For real, they all full of shit. You know, so You know, we in a hell of a situation, J-Rock, right now, man. You know, when we get to talking about the fact that on a debate stage, man, if done right, and if Trump doesn't have to debate the moderator as well, because that's what happened with Joe Biden back then. People don't even understand. And 4 years ago, Donald Trump wasn't just debating him; he was debating the moderator. So we need to get a referee that's impartial in order for us to get fairness, man. It starts, shit always rolls downhill, bro. It just does.
Yep.
And
I'm just going back to the point when he was talking about, he addressed all the points on a platinum plan, which was i.e. the contract with Black America that Ice Cube was talking about the whole doggone time. And he was blasted for when he was on Fox Soul, when he was talking about speaking with Donald Trump about it. Donald Trump was eager to hear him out, and he tried to talk to Biden and everybody and talk about, well, you know, talk to us after the election.
That conversation ain't never happened.
And he said it never happened.
It ain't never happened, because the thing about it is that in order for Democrats to be cool and actually have a shot, Black people got to stay broke. Broke, desperate, looking for a handout and free shit. And one thing that Donald Trump is trying to do is he's trying to empower people to literally take advantage of the American dream and not be sleep, because a sleep person is cool with $250 a month in a check and Section 8 that's $20 damn to live somewhere. $20 a month is what some people pay for Section 8 housing. Well, I got to pay upwards of $1,400 before I even pay a light bill. And it's really, really hurtful that we can sit here and listen to everything that's going on. And well, I'm not saying we, I'm talking about, well, them, their asses. We can listen to everything. They can listen to everything that's going on and still say, oh, I ain't voting for Trump because he's arrogant. You got to be out your mind, man. You got to be crazy. These games should not be played on American people. They gaslit everyone, because Trump would have won again if it hadn't been for COVID-19 and the fear mongering of that and the inability for anybody to take a joke. That's why things are the way that they are, because they took our ability to have humor, to be able to laugh at things, and they scared the shit out of us and caused people to go to that damn ballot box and vote for the Crip Keeper. Because and an added extra benefit to them was adding Dumb Kamala to the ballot. Because I heard my Black women say, oh, she wears chucks and pearls and I'm voting for her. Is that the only thing that's causing you to vote? You voted for Kamala Harris. You didn't vote for Joe Biden. And I need for my sisters to get their life together on that one, because Kamala Harris ain't shit. She's not.
Well,
she ain't crap.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Go ahead, J-Rock.
I got something here I want to try to share right quick.
Share it.
I don't know if you've seen this, but this is Judge Joe Brown and Real Dana addressing what John Legend said about Donald Trump.
I need that.
So
yeah, go ahead and get your presentation on, and then I'll run it. No problem. Shout out to Miss Crystal 7, wherever you are, and thank you for coming in. Make sure that you like And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. All right.
Okay, so I'm actually getting the link. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the link. I'm gonna put the link in the private chat so you can pull it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You having technical difficulties?
A little bit. My I don't know, my software getting a little funky sometimes. You know how
man, you might need to go ahead. If you're on Windows 10, you might need to go to 11. Let me see. Private chat. Where you at? Where you at, brother? I'm waiting on it. And like I said, before I go any further, if it's your first time coming in or watching my channel, make sure that you do like, make sure that you do share, make sure that you do subscribe. The reason for that is, of course, if you like, then what's going to happen is put us in the algorithm to where we can get seen by other people besides ourselves. Not to mention the simple fact that it helps for my channel to grow. We are actually on a journey to 500 subscribers. We was getting there fast, and all of a sudden it kind of dropped off a little bit. And I think a lot of it is because of, the content that I do is not, I'm actually speaking some facts, and they don't want nobody to hear that. So just make sure that you do like and you share and you subscribe. You can share it on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you got something going on. Share, because people need to hear this type of information. And unless we get it out there, it's not going to go. We got to fight for it. If you want to contribute to the channel, of course, you can Cash App me. It's scrolling across the bottom at Cash App Provoke Thoughts Live. If you want to contribute, that'll help me to go ahead and make things grow. Get a better camera or something. Get some better stuff so that we can really put a foothold in this game. Because it is my channel. I started it, but for everybody that's been here and holding it down, like J-Rock, Kilroy Girl, Unconditional Love, Big Bye, Joe, Noobs, everybody, this is our shit. So we need to go, if we want our shit to grow, then we need to go ahead and make it happen. And that is about the realest. That's all I can say.
Okay. So the link's in the private chat.
All right, I'm on it. Let's see what we got here, brother. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, you got the man up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Judge Joe Brown. We're about to get this thing rolling with Mr. Judge Joe Brown, because he never disappoints, man. I'm talking about never. All right, so we're going to get that rolling real quick so we can have something to expound on from Mr. J-Rock. Appreciate you so much for always bringing something that we can feel, brother. All right, so let's see. Here we go. And here we go, y'all.
Judge Joe Brown's all-new barbecue sauce and seasoning. Justice in the form of flavor.
Law firms will take this as a retainer.
What? It must be a law firm where they hungry as hell. Now you gonna help me with this parole I'm dealing with?
Judge Joe Brown's all-new barbecue sauce and seasoning. Justice in the form of flavor. With one taste of our premium blends of all-natural ingredients, herbs, and spices, you'll fall in love with meat all over again. Judge Joe Brown's all-natural barbecue sauce collection is made up of 2 zesty flavors.
I think I want some barbecue sauce.
There's only one way to bring order back to barbecuing. Just add Judge Joe Brown's
If I
all-natural,
hadn't already eaten, I'd be hungry right now.
and you be the judge.
It's like Sweet Baby Ray's, huh?
Yep.
See, y'all find your barbecue sauce guilty of being
John
delicious.
Legend sat down with Peppermint Patty. He said, I call her Peppermint Patty. She used to be the White House correspondent, but she got red hair. And I took that from Ted Cruz, because Ted Cruz coined name Peppermint Patty. And he's calling Donald Trump a racist. And here's his explanation, because he was going viral earlier today.
One of the things that you hear from Trump's supporters is that he signed the First Step Act in 2018. He's a partner in this effort. What do you say to people who say, "Oh no, he would be an ally"? Look what he did in 2018.
He's not been an ally. I mean, I think the First Step Act was fine.
was a very kind of small reform. And to be honest, most of the reform we need is on the local and state level, because most incarceration is local and state, and most of the laws that end up being criminally enforced are local and state laws. That being said, at the same time, he's claiming credit for those small things. He's also saying, if people are stealing something, they should get shot in the middle of the store. When we protested the killing of George Floyd, he was advocating for the military to shoot us in the streets. He's made it clear throughout his life that he believes Black people are inferior. Like, he believes that to his core.
When the hell Donald Trump say some shit like that? Come on, brother. Well, supposedly, brother.
It gets better.
In his bones, he wouldn't let us live in his buildings back in the day. But also, when you hear some of the stray comments, he clearly believes in a genetic hierarchy of humanity, and is racially determined. So he is a tried and true, like, dyed in the wool racist. Like, in the core of his being, he's a racist. So I don't want to hear what he has to say about what he's done for Black people. He's done very little for us. And he is at his core truly a racist. And you even hear what he says about immigration.
Shut up, dude. About immigration. I'm gonna keep it going because you said it gets better or worse or whatever. So we're gonna keep it moving.
And what countries he wants people to come in from. They all are very white.
That is true. That's something pretty universal about them. So I know you were active on the campaign trail in 2020. You have a lot on your plate. Are you going to be out there campaigning for Joe Biden this fall?
We'll get out there probably later in the year as it gets close to people making decisions about when it's time to vote. I think the choice is very clear. There's a lot been said about age and all these other things. Both of them are old. But one of them is a really decent man who's done a lot to improve lives in this country.
Where? Joe Biden ruined my life, man. Where? Where and when? Why and how? When the hell did this improvement?
I knew when
you
heard that part, you were going to really go off.
What? My life is shit. Like I said, I make over $50,000 a year annually, close to 60. And you mean to tell me that I'm struggling out here, and you talk about my life is improved? Man, John Legend, all of me hates all of you.
Oh man,
I'm telling you.
And that's Joe Biden. That's who I'm going to be voting for, and I'll be out there supporting him.
Come on, Judge Joe.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on that real quick.
Who is this boy? Who is this boy?
Who is this Rudy Poo? Yeah, your career is the shit. Judge Joe Brown, I don't know who the hell your goofball ass is. Oh my God, funny. Let's go. Hey, Lady T, what's going down?
What up?
How you feeling tonight?
I'm good.
It's good to be good.
What up, Lady T?
What up, everybody on the panel? About this Trump situation.
Oh shit.
I heard Trump say something about the federal that was falsely accused doing something to the white woman. He said something about
Central Park 5.
Yeah, he talked about get the death penalty or something. Now, come on now.
All right, so check this out.
No, listen though. Come on now. Trump is not really for us. He is not.
Hold on. Slow down. 1980 something.
89.
Woman in the park gets raped. I don't think that if it was black or white, he wouldn't not have said the same thing. He didn't say give them niggas the death penalty. He said give them the death penalty. Now what we have to understand is that this was a 30-some-odd-year-old man versus a person who has lived life and grown as an individual. You have to really think about it. He gave money to black colleges. People breeze over that. You lived in Gary, Indiana, and you saw him put a riverboat in there. And who got hired? Black people. Black people.
But for
A true race.
years, look, but for years, they been saying he was racist because you did something back. You still racist. You still
That
is.
you know what? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. How racist is that?
Mhm.
Let's just keep it all the way a buck. If we gonna go there, let's take it there. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Poor kids are just as good as white kids. This is Joe Biden. If you go to a 7-Eleven, you need an Arabian accent. Joe Biden. Now, when you look at what's real, if you look at what the Republican Party was, the reason why black people don't vote Republican is because in 1964, they created a welfare bill that took home and gave women in black communities the frozen state of independence. You from GI, you know it. Where the thing that they was concerned about was getting that $250 check and then $200 worth of food stamps, and they was cool with it because they could get housing for nothing. And you can't pull yourself off your ass and do a damn thing. You know, that's the city that we're from. If you look around that place, that's where it still stands today. So when you have an individual that does not give a damn about you, which Joe Biden don't give a shit about me, black.
Same thing with Trump. He don't give nothing about us.
He's done more than Joe Biden has done for us, and that's a fact.
Because it's not. Let me tell you something. It's not looking good for Trump now.
It's looking better. It's looking better to me.
Let me tell you why it's not looking good for Trump.
Why not?
Let me tell you why it's not looking good. Because in the field, they're gonna tell him, "Hey, you don't need to be doing this. Vote for as a president." They're gonna tell him. They're gonna force him. Don't run for president. They're gonna force him. Watch what I say.
Why would you feel? But do you think that's right? Do you think that's right?
Watch what I say.
I don't think so, because you get, watch this. You got the Supreme Court. Okay, let's see if you've been paying attention to what's been going on. You got the Supreme Court that when it came to him being removed from the presidential ballot, the Democrats and the lawyers lost to him 9-0. This is the same Supreme Court that's doing his immunity right now. And I'm talking about not just him, I'm talking about for every single president. Now, you look at the fact that the moment that he got locked up, his polls went up. If you actually look at this case that's going on in New York right now, they're talking about conspiracy this and conspiracy that, and they taking misdemeanors and turning them into felonies just to try to convict this man. That sounds familiar. We've dealt with that with R. Kelly.
Yeah, but I'll say it's not looking good for Trump. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? It's looking better than most because he got the money to back it up.
Tell you why it's not. Money don't have nothing to do with it.
He has the media platform to back it up, and trust and believe
money.
me.
They tell you something. Money can't save everything.
You know what? The man might get convicted or whatever the case may be, but trust and believe me, Joe Biden, his ass 81 million votes. They stole that shit.
No,
ain't no way in the hell. There is no way he got more votes than Barack Obama from black people. There ain't no damn way. Especially when you get on television with Charlamagne the God talking about if you don't vote for me, you're not black. That was the main reason that me, my sister, my brother-in-law, my other sister, and my other brother-in-law are Trump supporters right now. Now, truth be told, you are entitled to your opinion, and I don't want to force you to feel no type of way. You know I love you to pieces. But at the end of the day, we need to stop worrying emotion and who's racist and who not, because Joe Biden's name is Jim Crow Joe. Joe Biden penned and helped to pen the 86.
Okay,
Listen,
you say
you
Trump
talked
ain't
about the Central
racist.
Park
Okay,
5.
you say he ain't racist. You say Trump ain't racist. Okay,
He's not.
Okay, you say he ain't racist, but
he may be
prejudiced.
It's
too many documentaries out here on Trump.
Okay, we talking about documentaries.
It's too many documentaries out here on him.
Just because they had sex lies and videotapes about R. Kelly and surviving R. Kelly 1, 2, and 3, that's too many documentaries, and he's guilty.
I know R. Kelly's not guilty.
Huh?
I know R. Kelly's not. I know R. Kelly is. I know R. Kelly did none of that stuff.
What is Donald Trump guilty of? Tell me.
Well,
What'd he do?
he done
What'd he
some
do?
fraudulent stuff. And he trying to cover himself up.
What did he do?
He done fraudulent things.
What?
Trying to hide money and stuff.
From who?
Come on now.
Trying to hide money from who?
All that stuff. Trying to hide money.
One thing that I got to tell you, the reason why I even started this channel is because I feel like that us as American people, we refuse to reserve judgment for people, and we listen to the media. That's the same reason why R. Kelly is sitting in jail, locked up, because he went his ass to New York in a trial that wasn't fair, that was biased in the media.
I believe
I
believe that trial wasn't supposed to be in New York. R. Kelly trial, it wasn't supposed to be.
It wasn't. It wasn't. And some doggone hush money trial about some bookkeeping that his lawyer, he paid his lawyer. His lawyer went rogue on him, and that's a fact.
You know why they coming at Trump? They tell you why they coming at Trump. People that helped it. Let's tell you the reason why they coming at him. People that supported him and he did them dirty, they coming after him. They say, "Oh, I'm about to tell everything on you."
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you like this. This is how I feel about this. You can vote how you want to vote.
I'm just saying.
But Joe Biden, if you compare the two, Joe Biden has been a politician for 50 years. Yes. I can quote all type of shit that this man has said that has been inherently racist. I don't want my kids in a racial jungle, is what Joe Biden said. He has said so much racist shit. He went to a funeral of a Klansman, which was one of his people, his friend. I can't sit up here and point out one and point out the other. You look on the screen and you see John Legend's bitch ass. The same
I can't stand John Legend. What he said about Kales, I don't like him.
The same nigga that was talking shit about Kales. And he want to sit up here. So when the enemy of my enemy is my friend, screw this dude, screw Joe Biden, and any Democrat like Ann Donnelly and all of them people that sit up here and came for Kales.
Ann Donnelly was a Republican.
No,
the same ones.
I think Ann Donnelly is a Well, I know she was appointed by Barack Obama. That much I do know.
Definitely Democrat. You think he was going to appoint a Republican? And she's a far left extremist too. She was on that Central Park 5 situation. And the thing about it is, of course, I guess his views might have been a little bit different back then. He was a staunch Democrat. He turned Republican to run for office. And the moment that he did, racist.
I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead.
Okay, R. Kelly, they denied him of his
Absolutely, and that was some bullshit.
They denied him of his appellate court. Because Bonjean, she gonna take it to the higher court.
Absolutely. And the Supreme Court gonna
I believe it was some underhand stuff is going on.
You know what I think? And this is what I've always said,
it's some underhand stuff is going on.
The reason why they did that is because they had to calm people down about Harvey.
Yeah,
that's the main reason.
Soon when Harvey got his stuff overturned, R. Kelly, he denied. Bam.
Yeah, they did that on purpose because they had to calm people down.
Mm-hmm.
Now you look at
the whole thing is threefold. Number one, Harvey Weinstein's overturned conviction caused such an uproar that they had to do something to pacify the Me Too movement and certain sections of the media. That was number one. Number two, they also said, you know what? This is also a get back at Jennifer Bonjean, because Jennifer Bonjean also represents Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You'll be representing in the California case.
You know who she represented too? Sweet Pie son Tim Norman.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she overworked herself. I think she need a break. No, for 2 weeks.
Well, you know what I know. One thing that I know, she got a legal team. So
Yeah.
I do feel like that she has the opportunity to move around. Her legal team is definitely on the same page with her. What's her name? The one lady. She's always posting.
Yeah. I think Jennifer need her rest. Get back energized.
But you know what the thing about it is, she's a dogged attorney, and I ain't even worried about her. I'm not. I'm not.
We not, like I say, she know what she doing. Like I say, we gonna get Kels home.
And then, like I said, Northwest Indiana's finest, baby. Valparaiso all day. Jennifer
Valparaiso
Gargano
all
from
day,
our area.
every day, baby.
You know what I'm saying? For real. Now, like,
and the one thing I can't.
Before we get going and get rolling, I brought my man. My man came to the panel. Mountie, what's going on? Talk to me.
Hey, we both on the west side.
Hey, what's good? What's good?
How you feeling today, man?
Honey, what's going on?
Hey,
okay.
I'm chilling.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get you.
Well, if I may,
Go ahead.
If I may, really quickly, for the young lady that's on the panel,
yes,
that proclaims that Trump is racist, and this is verifiable information. You can look it up. In 1971, Trump was engaged to a black woman. Her name was Carol Williams, I believe it was her name. He used to mess. He also used to mess around with Naomi Campbell.
Yep.
So we all know who's black. In the 90s, not only did he finance and endorse Jesse Jackson not once but twice for president.
Right.
So I mean, dude, all the hoopla and all the anti-Semitism dude, that's all they're doing is trying to destroy this man for political purposes, because they was all down with him in the 80s and 90s when he was
in the 2000s.
When he was a Democrat.
When he was on The Apprentice.
Let's not forget about those facts. They was all down, but see, once he defected, it was like, look, this is not the way it's supposed to be. He's all about spreading the wealth, spreading the bread. Well, the Democrats, no, they believe in a one-party system. They believe in majority rule. They don't believe in a constitutional republic. They believe in a complete democracy, which is majority rule. That's not how our Constitution was framed.
It's fascism.
So I just wanted to put that out there.
Absolutely, and I'll put that out there, man, because and that was well put. I mean, he was, and if you do your research, Carl Young was his girlfriend for 2 years prior to him dating and marrying Melania. I don't think, if you racist, man, you ain't finna go overseas and get shit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Trump is,
So we gotta look at it for what it is. It's smoke and mirrors, and they keep on bringing up, Central Park 5, Central Park 5, Central Park 5. But anybody who is against a sexual assault or whatever the case, he spewed his venom
because of the heinacity of the crime. That is heinous,
right? And then on top of all of that,
if that was your sister, your mother, that was brutally raped like that.
And on top of all of that, you got to realize people didn't know that they coerced confessions out of these young men. Okay, so the information that they were getting was misinformation. He got the same misinformation. So he's like, yeah, give them all the death penalty if they out here wilding out and robbing people, because this was a big thing that was happening in Central Park, New York. They call it wilding out, wilding. We was just out there wilding, which means you out here robbing people, beating people up, snatching people, and little did anybody know that it was a Mexican dude that did the whole shit. Little did they know. But
another thing, Joe Biden, which basically would just nullify any support that I would even have for him from the beginning. This dude said Robert Byrd, which is the Grand Wizard of the KKK, was his mentor. He eulogized this man. He was the Grand Wizard of the KKK. John C. Stennis, F. Lee Burke, all known racists and nationalists.
Right. So, like, you know, and I appreciate, man, look, that is very profound information, man. And I love it, man. I appreciate that. Now, I get it. We can be gaslight to anything. Like I said, I talked to my neighbors earlier today. We were just talking about it, and I just asked them, what is it about Donald Trump that you hate so much? It's not that he fucked up the country, because he didn't. It's not that, you know, he's just arrogant. And when you start to diving into that's personal shit. That's a personal opinion. It's not based on policies. Now you think about this is an older person on Social Security, living in the crib, living in a box, not really doing shit. But when you out here and it's affecting your everyday life, like a person like me who's trying to get to a point one day where I'm purchasing a home and I don't want to pay no damn 13 to 14 fucking % interest rate on no damn house. I don't want to do that. You know, but when you got somebody in office that's lying to us and saying, oh, the economy is great, but when I go to try to buy a pack of chicken, I got to spend $22 to $23 on some freaking wings, but the economy good. I got to sit up here and I can't even go nowhere because once I fill my tank up, I done spent $50, $60. I don't want to go nowhere. It is killing the American dream. Everything that's happening right now is killing the American dream. And the American dream was very much alive before they implemented COVID into our lives, which was in order for them to peddle all of this shit and gaslight everybody against this man. Just like they did R. Kelly. It was a propaganda machine. They know how to get us. And we got to be aware of that, Lady T. We have to. Because if we're not, then they can say anything about anybody. They can come say some shit about both thoughts, and you'll believe that shit. Or they can come say something about you, and they'll believe it all. We have to really use our brains and get beyond what people are saying and stop and do our own research. Because a lot of people stopped when R. Kelly went through his shit. A lot of people that R. Kelly interview took them either this way or that away. I went this way because I'm like, ain't no man gonna sit up here and tell you to use your common sense.
Somebody should have told him don't do that interview.
I don't think he should have did it, but I do believe that
it was a setup.
Somebody did try to stop it. Yeah. And it was Andrew Wyatt. Andrew Wyatt had done an interview with Vicky Dillard. And while he did that, when he did that interview with Vicky Dillard, he said he had reached out to R. Kelly's camp. And he told him, he said, do not do that interview.
With
Gayle King. And one of those guys, and he said, well, somebody from R. Kelly's camp that he talked to said, well, Rob needs the money. And it's supposed to be like 1 million or 2 million, whatever.
It was $1 million.
It was $1 million. And he said that, and Andrew Wyatt said, R. Kelly's not going to see that money. He's not going to see it. And lo and behold, he was right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and see, so the problem is this. When my thing is when it seems like, because it's only an illusion, when it seems like and the media tells you that the whole world is against a person, and you can clearly, obviously see the opposite, then I'm looking at the media. I'm looking at those people who telling lies. That man did not say he was going to be a dictator on day one. He said that he was going to do two things. He was going to close the border and drill, baby, drill. Other than that, I'm not going to be a dictator. And then he said, look at him. He go over here going crazy, pointing at the CNN dude, because he knew what they were going to do. They chopped him up and they said, dictator on day one. Oh, you see what he said? Just like they did R. Kelly when you say 18, how old you talking? Same thing, same. So we really got to look at that. The media has the power to make the guilty look innocent and the innocent look guilty. And if we keep on listening to them, we're going to be fucked. because we don't have the integrity of the media that we had even when we was growing up, Lady T. We just don't have it. It's not there anymore. Gayle King ain't no damn journalist. She ain't went to school for no journalism. She got her job off of Oprah Winfrey's back, literally. And she out here reporting like the shit is news, and she don't even do no research. She get cue cards to read.
Yeah, so I bet you how much money she got off that interview with R. Kelly.
$11 million.
$11 million.
$11 million.
It's more than that.
Well, yeah, now it is.
It was $11 million because what I found out something very interesting also.
And when she did
that Gayle King was actually in the middle of contract negotiations before that interview even took place.
And how much did she get for doing that interview with that girl talking about Kobe Bryant? How much did she
Lisa
get?
Leslie?
Yeah.
She didn't get that much. It wasn't that. R. Kelly was the cash cow.
No. Mm-hmm. What's his name? Baby Pop. How much she got from that?
The $1 million he stole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Baby Pop.
Yeah, the $1 million that he stole.
And see, here's the thing. Gayle King, remember, Gayle King also mentioned the fact that Charlie Rose, who was also accused of being inappropriate with female co-workers and other females, Gayle King actually stood up and said, Charlie Rose is still my friend.
So
she
and finish your thought.
And also, CBS had made a $20 million donation to the Me Too movement due to the allegation of Les Moonves. And this was 6 months before the R. Kelly interview. So R. Kelly was actually indirectly already a target.
Don't forget about Time's Up.
Now, let's not even get it twisted and not be lost on this shit. Trump done got Me Too. He's gotten Me Too as well. This Stormy Daniels shit ain't nothing but some Me Too bullshit. And he dealing with the fucking look, ain't no way in the fuck you can make me believe that a female porn star that's making money is going to accept $103,000 as a settlement from a billionaire. You got me messed up. When they come to R. Kelly, who's only a millionaire for millions. Are you serious?
Now, R. Kelly, I think he worth more than $1 million. I think he almost up there with.
He's 1.5 billion in the game with his album.
Yeah, he up there with Oprah.
But the thing about it is, people didn't know. Okay, but the thing about it is, Donald Trump is a multi-billionaire, and you mean to tell me that a porn star that's trying to get hush money is going to accept $103,000 from a billionaire? You got a female that accused Vince McMahon that went for the cash drawer. He's a billionaire. So you can't make me believe that this is even real. It was all a setup. This hush money trial is trash. Just like the R. Kelly trial was hot garbage.
So
now,
my only question.
Let me say this though. Somebody gonna end up breaking on this R. Kelly case. Somebody gonna end up saying, "I tell the truth. I tell the truth. I tell the truth." Somebody gonna end up breaking.
I think it's gonna be as real.
It's gonna be more than just as real.
She's gonna be the first one. Seriously,
I believe it might be Fake Rogers.
Oh, Herpily Burpily. Okay, yeah. Hey, let's get back into this because I wanted to hear what Judge Joe Brown really had to say when he was like, "Who is this Rudy Poo?"
Oh, Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah, we got to see what he's talking about. Let's go.
He's a singer, John Legend.
Must not be a good one.
It was white. I always thought he was white. Anyway, he hadn't paid any damn dues. Let me put it this way. Most of what is wrong with the criminal justice system in the United States of America that's trickled down from the federal level to the state level that negatively impacts blacks and other minorities was started off in 1979, 1981, 1983, 1987, 1991 and 1994, thanks to Joe Biden, Stennis, Eastland, and Byrd. And you can thank them for some of the problems with American criminal law as they negatively impact Black folk. This mess about all of these people in jail, first offenders for one rock, you can thank Joe Biden for, with his mess about crack, even though it seems to have settled into his household quite heavily.
Oh yeah, Joe Biden, by the way, was handing out free crack pipes to the homeless.
And didn't his own son Hunter Biden get hooked?
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was snowfall all over the place, wasn't it?
I heard the low-down scummy bastard say in front of me, it was in Dover, Delaware, he was on the podium, he said, quote, Negroes are animals and they turn the streets into jungles and they need to be put in zoos where they are safe and can be observed. He said, Negro children are animals and they turn schools into zoos. And I don't want my children going to a school with Negroes in it turned into a zoo. I heard him say that. I saw him when he said it. He's a liar. He had to withdraw from the presidential campaign in 1988 because he lied about his academic career. He got found early to have plagiarized some things that caused his expulsion from an academic institution. He's a piece of urban trailer park trash who's had nothing but government jobs his entire life and has turned out a very rich man because of the bribes, the extortion, and the downright payoffs he has gotten under the table illegally. And there's some things that I saw that I read from the 3 downloaded laptops of his son. There were 3, not 1. I interviewed the technician. They are very incriminating, and there is a high probability that what they're after Trump in Florida for, relative to refusal to turn over so-called classified documents that were placed under an act that, under the theory of Marbury versus Madison, 1803, 221 years ago, were unconstitutional. And what the point was is to get them back from Trump so they could be destroyed and not incriminate Biden and Obama from what was on those laptops. So we have a witch hunt. We have a problem that is engendered by the DAs in question. Fannie Willis, we just got through talking to, having meetings in the White House, going after somebody's very strong political opposition. We've got a situation down in Florida where somebody is trying to go against what the Supreme Court has already said in 1988 in the case of United States Department of the Navy versus Egan, EGAN, which has multiple concurring opinions, and quite a few of them say there are no limits on what a president can classify or declassify, or any limitations on how he chooses to do so, either openly by written order or by action. Individual like Fannie, who is jumped in here trying to do something. And we have another clown like this person right here who has no political science background, no law background, no political background.
Get him, Joe.
No economic background, who is coming in to pontificate about somebody's wrong and who's racist. So every damn thing I've seen about Biden, and I'm not that far under him, just a few years. What's going on is he has no qualifications to sit there and render anything other than an opinion generated by looking at the propaganda of the left of the Democratic Party plantation, of which he is an enthusiastic member. So what he's saying about Trump being a racist versus somebody that for the last 50 years I have been hearing making one racist remark after another. I have had to deal with in the practice of defense law as somebody that was passing one bill after another, making another element of criminal law against minorities based on nothing but racist premises. I've watched that for 45 years. So I see this clown sitting up there doing nothing else but that, and then culminating it by having the audacity to say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. So we have a handkerchief head houseboy sitting up there trying to call somebody who has done more in a few years for black folk than this clown has done in his entire 50 and nowhere near as much damage. Hell, I thought the people that were in that Central Park fight should have been damn near crucified, considering what they confessed to, and it wasn't like it got beat out of them. One of them got brought down by his father, and the police got confronted by the father and this person, and the dad said, this son of mine needs to make a confession to you. That's how it started. It was a pretty horrible crime. So I'm looking at what this clown has been sitting out there, being tagged out there to be the monkey on a little chain and start talking smack that he has no expertise in.
Just like on Surviving R. Kelly.
So it is part of the game. It's part of this thing we saw
let me
4 years
interject.
ago.
Let me say something.
One last little remark. You got a polite version of take your booties to the pole. You're getting a singer coming on. He's got a right under the First Amendment to express his opinion. So do these clowns, including the 1/3 of the cast that were trannies who were dancing half naked on the strip poles. They've got their right to do that as a form of expression, but that is insulting the black folk that they should be persuaded by it.
All right. I do want to say this because that's going to be the motto, I guess, to convince particularly black people that Trump is a racist, because that's the only thing that they have to go on, and they're just going to ride that out. So if we going to and I look at it like this, on the left side, it's okay for them to call someone racist, but if the right side start calling people racist, then you want to label them as being bigots or whatever. So I think people just need to stop throwing race in it, because it has nothing to do with race. It really doesn't. And the more if you're voting that way, then you don't know how politics work, right? But I'm going to move on from that.
One last, please, brief comment. The unemployment rate for black folk was the lowest it's been since 1968 under Donald Trump. The earning capacity of black folk was the highest it's been since 1968 under Trump. The greatest amount of money, percentage-wise, of the national budget and in actual dollars devoted to HBCUs since 1968 under the Johnson administration was under Donald Trump. And it goes on. He endorsed the Platinum Plan that Ice Cube, who had made some study of the situation, was trying to work out with him.
I don't want to go too much into Donald Trump.
And the spy won't, but in spite of that, we've got this character
I'm not promoting Donald
who is
Trump.
a disaster getting up there.
See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about right there. This goofy done heard everything that this man done had to say, and she still can't understand. I don't even know why he do shows with this lady. I don't get it. I'm still not supporting you, dummy, you idiot. So when they take all your damn money from you and you can't buy shit, don't say nothing. Don't say a damn thing. Because that's what's happening. $10,000 it costs more for a human being to live in this damn country. And you said, I can't support him. Girl, go fall on some sharp shit.
in trying to get us to accept this with his grin on his face when it is a complete lie. It's a propagandistic fabrication. And it is insulting to insinuate that we are fool enough to buy that.
You damn right. That explains it all.
So, Derek, your thoughts?
Man, look. John Legend been a lame since he been a lame. The only reason why he ever even got a damn career was because of Kanye West. He can't sing for shit. He sound like somebody done pulled him up from underwater when he tried to do his little fucked up ass runs. Fuck him. For real. You know what I'm saying? John Legend don't do nothing for me. He jumps on platforms like CNN and all that because he's bought and paid for his dumbass supposedly black opinion, but you ain't even got no black woman standing beside you, but you calling somebody a racist. Get the hell out of here.
And also, wasn't his name on the Epstein log?
It was. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. For real, talk about you ain't going to endorse Trump. You kiss my ass. Go ahead and continue to live your life like you living it, stupid. For real. You can be an idiot all day if you want to, but I hope that the people on your platform is listening to Joe and not your ass, because obviously you ain't got shit to say. And that's a fact. That's how I feel about it.
I think it's funny that John had to call himself a legend when R. Kelly is a legend.
Right. No matter how you try, and they tried their damnedest to hook you up after R. Kelly went to jail. You supposedly the sexiest man alive. Really, nigga? Really? You got me messed up. These are the coons and the house Negroes that you're looking at. All of them that's sitting up here, anytime somebody want to endorse Trump, you want to call them, this is your massa. No, Joe Biden, your massa, because you still on the plantation. Oh, we don't want to, Uncle, Papa Joe, we want to make sure that he is all right. It's stupidity at its finest. I understand if you don't like a person for the fact that he messed up the economy, got us in wars. Donald Trump didn't do none of that. Joe Biden is spending all of our money on Ukraine. And if you can't see that, and I can't vote for Trump, so what you going to do, sit at the house? If you're going to vote for Biden, I think you should. Sit your dumb ass at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Not calling it, because, I'm not saying dumb, uninformed. You're uninformed. And you need to get some studies, because I don't want to call nobody, because I love some Democrats. My mama a Democrat. But when she get to talking about this shit and she say the same, well, he's a racist, and he this and he that, but you're not even delving into his past, only what they're telling you. Only what they're telling you. Us as African Americans in this country need to tighten up. Why wouldn't you want to be with the people that's making money and trying to get money? If you deal with money, if you associate yourself with people that's making money, guess what's going to happen by sheer inertia? You're going to start getting money. It breaks my heart that African American people voted for Kamala Harris. Now that love affair is over, you seeing a different tune come from people. Because she ain't did nothing but sit up in there probably with Fannie, probably had some Grey Goose with Fannie when she came down, and probably been drinking the whole time. It ain't been but one big party for this lady. She ain't did a damn thing. And she let it be known she wasn't going to do a damn thing for just black people. She said, why should I just do something for one race? It's supposed to be your race, but I can tell that it ain't. And you sitting up here telling the same lies, similar lies on television, and Joe Biden talking about your laugh came from your family. Your laugh come from retardation, sugar. That's where that comes from, because you got to be the most goofy word salad using individual I've ever seen in my life. Hey, Mountie, I'm sorry I'm over here snapping. You got anything you want to say?
No, you good. You preaching, bro.
Yeah, because I go in. I will go all the way in, man. So, one thing is for sure, two things are for certain. Biden got to go. And the two things that's, saying for certain, we need Donald Trump back in office. This is a situation like you let your girlfriend go and you realize that the person that you with ain't shit, and you want your girlfriend back, and you better hope that she accepts you back. And think about it. A billionaire that could be sitting somewhere on an island with his family, sipping Mai Tais, chilling, doing whatever you're doing, is sitting up here in court. For what? When he don't have to be. Oh, because he want to be a dictator. For what? For how long? The man is 74 years old. For how long could he possibly be a dictator? You idiots. Oh, he's going to cause a bloodbath. When? The only bloodbaths I see are the ones that you're funding in Ukraine and in Gaza, Joe Biden. Our country is an absolute mess. You got people camping out at colleges, messing up people's curriculum. People can't even do their graduations because you allowing all of this foolishness and promoting it. When you got all these guys in this country pissed off. At who? At you, at us. We got to do better. We got to vote better. We got to come up out our feelings and do stuff based on the facts. And the fact of the matter is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration is the biggest shit show that this country has ever seen. They make George Bush look wonderful. Both of them. And all this, when people get to saying crazy shit, it upsets me because it's not rooted in, common sense. It's rooted in emotion and feelings and this and that. And like I said, Lady T loves to death. I don't think you're crazy and nothing, what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't be for one and not for the other. You can't be for the injustice of one and be against the other. It's a clear injustice that's popping off. What makes you think that in 4 years somebody did something that was worth 91 indictments in four courtrooms across the country? Doesn't that look familiar to you? It's gotta look familiar. They called Trump a racist. They called R. Kelly a pedophile. Some people believed it, some people didn't. But the more you get down to the root of the facts of everything, you can see that they're lying. Joe Biden tells stories that ain't never fucking happened, just to try to gaslight people into feeling something for him. That man can't draw a crowd. He can't even draw bath water. But if that's what you want, vote for it.
Damn, not bath water.
He can't. The man can't do shit. He's like Donald Trump says, he's the worst president in American history. And we've had presidents that promoted antebellum slavery. So that's saying a lot. That's saying a whole lot. Because he is running this country and our economy into the ground. He got American people just pissed off for no reason. There is unrest in this country that he can't fix. He can't calm down shit. We are on the brink of us fighting each other because of this. It's a hot ass mess. And until we figure out the right way to do this, we're going to be screwed. We hit. So on that note, it has been 2 hours and 30 minutes and 32 seconds or 54 seconds. Oh shit, I need some glasses. Damn. But anyway, we're going to have to go ahead and get up out of here because I got to move around. You know what I'm saying? It's a Saturday night. Got to move around and hit the block real quick. So on that note, man, you know, we saw Joe Biden ain't got the capacity to debate Donald Trump about a damn thing. He couldn't even come on my panel and debate me. I'd fuck his ass up. Seriously.
But damn, tell us how you really feel.
I'm serious. So at the end of the day, man, all I want for people to do is understand that we have to look and do our own research. We can't rest on our laurels listening to what the media is saying because the media ain't what it used to be. It ain't what it used to be 20 years ago. It ain't what it used to be 10 years ago. But we have to really get our minds right and understand what's happening here. Our justice system is run completely amok, and it started with the prosecution of Bill Cosby. They showed us in live action. They showed us when they tried to get Michael Jackson. They showed us. They keep showing us that they don't give a damn. They just want to get a conviction out of somebody and put a trophy in their jail cell. So we gotta really pay attention. My theme song in the beginning means how long are we gonna sit up here and deal with this shit and just be yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, it's all right. Because it's not. I lost a job a year ago, and they was talking about we doing this because of COVID. Are you kidding me? COVID was gone 2 years prior. So Joe Biden, you ruined my fucking life. You and your stooges, your clowns that you got running in the White House ain't nothing but a circus now. They need elephants and zebras and tightrope walkers and all of that there because it's nothing but a circus. It's trash. So we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I done snapped blood pressure all up. John Legend done pissed me off to the highest points of pissivity. You know, I'm there right now, and I'm need to go get me a beverage, of the adult variety. It's just to try to clear my mind. So
go right ahead, man.
So Mountie, the way that we do things, man, I give you the opportunity to state yourself and how you feel about everything that we talked about this evening, and that's how we close out. So you go ahead and go first, and let me know how you feeling, man.
Hey, man, it's as always. First of all, it's praise and honor to the Most High.
Having a little difficulty hearing you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Well, first of all, praise and honor to the Most High, because we wouldn't be where we at without him. And secondly, giving due regard to the host of the platform, man, you are doing your thing. I will always stand in support and solidarity with you. Whatever it is that we're talking about, you are another platform that stand 10 toes down, and you only allow adults only, where we can converse and conversate and have dialogue and learn from one another, because that's what it's all about, and that's what the higher powers don't want, is for us to be able to have dialogue and to learn and learn from one another and propagate that information. So, but tonight, man, I was just more or less listening and learning and getting to know everybody and understanding it, because you was standing 10 toes down on yours tonight. Hey, you was hitting on all cylinders tonight. So I listen.
So you
was cooking with gas tonight, like my grandma used to say.
I appreciate it, man.
Oh boy, I would say, listen, hey, keep cooking, bro. We're gonna create an inferno in this motherfucker.
Look here, man.
Continue to expose impropriety and injustice.
You know what?
In their face about it.
It's people just like you, man, which is the reason why I do what I do, man. If it wasn't for, people who actually have a working brain, posable thumbs, and can literally think for themselves, I wouldn't be doing this, man. I mean, trust me, working a full-time job, getting off that job and pulling content and doing all this ain't easy. But it's, I love what I do because I love dealing with these issues, man. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna have to hop down on Fannie Willis again, here pretty soon. I kind of strayed away from her because the Trump thing just kind of superseded all things so far.
Really quickly, can I say, and I say this with the utmost respect to your platform, but Fannie Williams is a house Negro. She needs
all day long.
She needs to stop.
All day long. Her, Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, the coonery is real. And then on top of all that, Fannie Willis is a house Negro and a hood booger. You heard how she talked. And I could literally show you that her whole department is trash. All of them. It's that, you got these woke attorneys that just want to get people. You want to violate people's rights. You got YSL out there, Young Thug, you violating his rights. You trying to bring in evidence that the judge is like, no, you can't. Sorry. And they pissed. So we really got to get to a point, man. And I'm glad, and I invite you back anytime you want to come and jump on this panel, because I appreciate the fact that you kind of stepped in and said some things, and then Judge Joe Brown just put the kibosh on it and made sure that it was understood everything that Donald Trump has done for Black America. You can't turn around and call a man a racist when you can point out things that he has done, even in your own city, to make it better. When you look at the definition of a racist, that's a person who is systematically, or a group of people systematically doing things to keep a community or a race down. And putting jobs in the Black community ain't trying to keep them down, whether you making money on it or not. He could have put that same riverboat in another city and hired a bunch of white folks, but he didn't do that. So we really, that's one of my main things. People need to understand that the man ain't racist. Stop lying. Stop lying. So J Rock, let's go ahead and get him up out of here, man.
All right. Well, appreciate you having me on one more time, Provoke. Monty, appreciate you being on also, gracing us, gracing your presence on the platform with us also. And and Monty, by the way, I don't know if you heard last live, but I ran across this book that I thought was very interesting. And I think the next time, Provoke, next time you have a live, I'm gonna try to give you a summary of it. The name of the book that I ran across, and being that your cousin is an attorney, I think he might even back up some of this. It's called The Conviction Machine: Standing Up to Federal Prosecutorial Abuse. And it's very interesting. The chapters are really, really interesting. I mean, talk about hits close to home to a lot of the stuff we've been talking about in regards to R. Kelly, Trump, even Bill Cosby, all of it. So I think it's it's something that's I think everybody should probably take a listen to it or read it out or whatever the case may be. But I want to go ahead and shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Much love to everybody, and all I gotta say is, you said it before, Derek, and you said it again, quoting Dr. King: "An injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere."
Absolutely.
So we have to constantly keep our head on a swivel, and any injustice that's out there, we got to try to sniff it out, and we got to try and combat it, because if a former president can get indicted, average citizen ain't got a shot.
I'm trying to tell you. That's all I've been trying to say, man. Once again, I appreciate everybody who came into the chat. Shout out to my girl C Star that's in the building. She done been in here for a little minute, and I ain't say nothing to her. Shout out to my man Yellow Beezy in the building that came out. I'm sorry that you came on a little late and you didn't, you weren't able to jump on the panel, but maybe next time. I know you a hardworking man and you be trying to get it in, and plus you in California, so it's about roughly 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever.
What up, Yellow BZ?
Yeah, that's my guy right there. I ain't gonna really lie to you. 100 grand. He always come on and give us the business. So, Kilroy girl, I need to understand. Did I do my thing tonight? Because you said you felt like that it was gonna be great. Did I do my thing for y'all? Straight up. I hope I did. I'm real passionate about this stuff. I've never been one of those political people, but I promise you, when I see some shit, I got to say it. I can't sit up here and see a house burning and not yell fire. I just can't. So you all have a wonderful Saturday. Like I said, I'm finna step out, have me a little drink. I've been invited to go, it's a birthday party at a little bar that I frequent. So I'm gonna go step in and show my face. I'm gonna be safe. I ain't gonna cause no static, and because I got to come back and give y'all these lives, man. I do appreciate everybody that comes on your way out. If you haven't, like my channel, man. It's good stuff, man. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm just trying to get the truth out. Once again, much love. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.
How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we say fuck this piece shit and grab them clappers? How long before we lose our voices shouting Black Lives Matter? How long we gon' keep letting them disrespect our president? How long we gon' keep letting them terrorize our residents? I'm sick of this shit. It's word to Bernie Mac. How long before we police ourselves, take our own streets back? How long for Uncle Tom here and hate on this shit? How long before they take a shot at me for making this shit? How long I gotta wait for justice for Josiah Shaw? How long we gotta fake it till we can take it and whack them all? How long we not gonna make these youngers pull their pants up? How long we gonna keep letting them shoot us down with our hands up? How long we gonna keep killing our own and making these streets hot? How long will what I say to you stay with you when the beat stop? How long's your attention span? How long you watch the news? You ain't down to shake shit up with the rebels for the cause? I ain't talking to you.